Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, December 19th, 2022. I'm out here just putting the cedar on this little piece here. Go in here, hopefully it doesn't get too dark. But the foam does a pretty good job of keeping the light balanced or whatever. But anyways, got that going right now. And then eventually I'm gonna put the other stud in there. And then, let me try to zoom out. We'll put cedar boards going this way. Now, I was originally gonna build out and around this, but just to make life easy and a little cheaper, I'm gonna put the boards right back through here. So that should work out great. I was stepping outside though to cut more cedar boards for that little wall, and I saw something pretty cool coming down the road. So we're getting one step closer to getting power out here, because the tree crew looks like they're here to take down the sweet gum tree that has to unfortunately be removed in order to put a power pole in. And the power pole has to be a certain distance away from the other power pole, or they have to put a guy line in. So unfortunately, this tree was exactly in the way of where the power pole go. I'm sure these guys are wondering why I'm videotaping, so we'll update you here in a minute. So that's the service entrance. Once all this electrical gets done or completed, what I'm gonna do is keep these gates closed and eventually plant grass seed there. That way it doesn't just look like a construction site. What these guys got to do though is they got to take down a couple trees, or a tree, I don't know. There's a sweet gum here that they're concerned about the limbs overhanging, but now this guy that's in charge of this is worried about this tree here that's overhanging. So they got to cut down some limbs to get access from that pole through here behind the fence and down along the property line and back to the barn. So that's what they've got to do, and I'm sure he's got questions. This is where they're gonna put the pole, obviously, and then coming through here, and then around there into the barn is where they eventually have to run the power. We already took out a bunch of trees here to make this pathway. Then after we got everything surveyed as far as where the utility lines were, I think I've talked about this before, but we've got the 3 main power lines going to the entire neighborhood, going right up through there. Then there's phone and cable right there, but all this stuff comes from that power pole. And then the neighborhood has a power line coming down along here to this little meter base. And then you've obviously got county water coming in here for the neighborhood. So there's a lot going on right now here in front of our service entrance. So that's why they decided to come through here. It was either that, or they would have had to have run a line across the service entrance, put a pole here, but then because of the distance from pole to pole, which I didn't know, if it's over 90 feet, they have to put a guy wire in. And like Jeremy said, you don't want a guy wire if you can avoid it. So that was like 75 feet to there, so no guy wire needed. And then once the pole's in again, it's coming through here. So my advice to you guys, if you're gonna do this, is talk to the power company before you really start making big plans. Get them out here first if you don't already have power on your property. Then it kind of gives you something to go on as far as what kind of challenges you're gonna face, because getting power, getting water, those are really the 2 hardest things, and they're essential, unless you're really going off grid, I guess. But He said he'll show you what it looks like after they're done trimming up some trees and taking them down. I'm sure Emily would love to have that cherry picker, that boom for a weekend. Great progress. He's made pretty quick work of that. He's already taken down the one big tree, it looks like. Yeah, he's already taken down the one big tree. And now he's taking down the little one that was really hanging over where they're gonna put the pole. So, a lot of cleanup to do, but they're almost done cutting down the trees in total like 30 minutes. Good thing they charged us 5 hours worth of labor to do this. Talked to Emily on the phone. I think we both got a little choked up. Something silly is getting power, but we said we're just at the 7-month, 6-day mark of owning the property. The other good news is this gentleman that just now is firing up the pole saw, he said that the guys that actually run the lines are normally only a couple days behind them. So he said they might be out here Wednesday or Thursday, or at the maybe even as early as tomorrow. But he said they're only a couple days behind. Can't wait. Exactly an hour and a half later, they are putting their equipment up and they are done. These guys do not mess around. So they end up removing 2 trees. We got more than enough room to get power in here now. It's a good thing they charge us for 5 hours. It's not bad though. Tri-County Electric, it's their crew. They charge something like $73.40 an hour to do this. They quoted 5 hours. If we had to rent the bucket and do it ourselves, I don't know. It would have cost the same amount of money, but I don't know. Can't really complain. Means we're one step closer to getting power out here at Deer Run Farm.